Dools!
Has.
Tenet and Wonder Woman have been delayed. Robert Pattinson's Batman might wield a gun, and Artemis Fowl has officially dropped on Disney Plus, and surprise, it's trash. All that and more, but Dools just roll the fucking intro. Welcome, one and all, to another episode of the More Cops on Duty podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Harry. With me, of course, is the Crow to my Russell, the Maximus to my Decimus, Edward Dools Dooley. Dools, how you doing this evening?
Has, good to be here. I'm doing well. Yeah, I'm doing well. How are you?
Nice. I'm going well. I'm going well, mate. It's just I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, if I'm being honest.
Oh, is it the C word? Has?
No.
Did it finally get you?
No, they can't get me, Dools. Can't get me. No,
but how do you know, mate? How do you know? Did you get tested?
Because no, I just feel it. No, but I just haven't had a good night's sleep in like last couple of nights. So I'm just like, I need a good night's sleep, and then I'll be groovy. But no, other than that, Dools, it's just I feel like we're in the golden age of entertainment at the moment. Like heading into like when the cinemas starting to reopen. Like think about like the lineup that we're gonna have in the next like year. It's gonna be beautiful. Plus golden age of gaming with the PS5 event last week. That's gonna be a point in the news that we're gonna touch on. But of course, we did do the PlayStation reveal event review or analysis last week, dropped on Friday, to huge critical reception. A
very timely podcast as well. I think we recorded it mere hours after the event itself, so we're on the ball with that one.
It was unreal. It was like some say that was our most timely podcast, Dools. Some say. Not me, but some say. But Dools, let's just say that an average Joe stumbles upon our podcast.
I would point them in your direction because you.
What are they asking?
You know all. You know all, Has. Take it away. Show me how it's done.
More Cops on Duty is internet's number one film, game, and TV podcast. We post twice a week. Wednesday for your prime show. That is what you're listening to right now. And then Friday for your more in-depth review or discussion show. Kind of like your supplementary. You can find us on all your favorite streaming platforms like Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Of course, YouTube. We're on all your favorite socials whenever Dools decides to post. But Dools, I think
post a few days ago.
Yeah, you did. It was a damn good post, Dools. Okay, I dropped it a like.
Cheers.
Dropped it a like. You can find us also on morecopsonduty.com for all your favorite reviews and Real Deal.
Real Deal will be coming back. Took a break because there was just a big pause in news, and so therefore the Real Deal actually needs news to survive. Has so it'll be coming back.
It's a soft launch, Dools. It's a soft launch.
Correct.
That's all it is. But morecopsonduty.com. Drop a like. Give us a click. But until then, Dools, we like to start off each and every show with what we've been watching, what we've been playing in the past week or two. Do you want to start us off?
Sure, has dog.
Appreciate it.
Strangely enough, so it's very coincidental, or however you might view it. So I was telling you about this series of tweets I saw where someone was indirectly comparing his personal emotional response to The Last of Us 2 and Schindler's List, and everyone jumped to the conclusion of, oh my god, this guy's comparing the Holocaust to a fucking video game. He wasn't. He was comparing the notion of media being created not to
entertain,
not to be fun, quote unquote, but rather make you uncomfortable and confront some questionable themes and whatnot, and but still would consider it to be essential viewing / playing. That was merely, and maybe did he choose the best example in film? Maybe not, but at the same time, like it's still a film. It still deserves to be discussed and compared and whatever. So I mean, I just thought and he was not comparing it to the Holocaust. Anyway, long story short, I happened to watch for the first time because it was really bizarre. Only 2 nights before Schindler's List. for the first time.
Oh,
And
I was wondering where you were going with this, by the way. I was just like...
And
okay.
I still think like... okay, so it's a like really, really dark movie. Obviously.
Yeah.
It's about the war, if you don't know, World War II, and specifically about someone in the Nazi Party, but who's actually sympathetic to the Jewish people and buys their freedom in a sense, and but does so covertly. And Liam Neeson, unbelievable performance. I mean, he didn't he get an Academy Award for that? He got an Oscar for that, didn't he? Liam Neeson.
Oh, I'll look that up.
Well, Schindler's List. I mean, got a just a slew
pretty sure Schindler's List won
awards.
the best picture. Yeah.
So that, and I was just thinking, like, I was like, wow, like I couldn't. Most Spielberg films, you can go, okay, there's like a whimsy, there's something about it, like you just know it's a Steven Spielberg film. Up until Ready Player One, there's always something about it. This was his film where I was like, I just would not fucking know that he made this. It's so outside of his, pedigree, I would say. Like, it's so dark, dude. It's so fucking depressing and raw. Has he done another film even remotely? Like, I mean, Jaws is a horror, but it's still there's like an element of fun to Jaws. I mean, an undeniable element of fun. This is like a very, very brutally honest kind of like period piece. Has he done anything even remotely like this? Out of all his films?
Like the one thing that comes to mind is Saving Private Ryan, but
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, yeah,
that's more of that has more action sort of centric scenes.
There's still a bit of
more
this,
of an epic.
Yeah, and there's banter and stuff going on.
So to answer your question, Dools, this was at the 66th Academy Awards in 1994. It took out Best Picture. It was against The Fugitive, In the Name of the Father, The Piano, and The Remains of the Day. He also took out Best Director. Best Actor, Liam Neeson was nominated, but he lost it to Tom Hanks in Philadelphia.
Fucking Tom Hanks, man.
Mate, he's a terrible guy,
that Tom Hanks. He has enough of them?
Oh.
Wow, so that's probably his first and last time that he's been nominated, hey? I wouldn't be able to think of another occasion. Liam Neeson. No.
I thought you were talking about Tom Hanks. I was just like,
No.
Yeah. Maybe for Taken 3?
Yeah, him and Ralph Fiennes and Ben Kingsley as well. Just exceptional in this film. But yeah, I'd never want to watch it ever again. It's really depressing. And but I'm glad I finally
got nominated.
Yeah, I'm glad I finally did sit down to it. Ralph Fiennes is unrecognizable. He really embodies this despicable Nazi who you just fucking hate. You hate him.
He's good at playing a villain, that Ralph Fiennes, isn't he?
Ralph has.
It's pronounced Rafe.
It's pronounced Rafe?
Yeah, he pronounces it Rafe. It's spelt Ralph, but it's pronounced Rafe.
Is there like an accent somewhere in his name that I've just never seen before?
No, it's just how he pronounces his name.
When did he decide this? Because, I'm not going to subscribe to these fucking arbitrary rules of how to pronounce his own fucking name. That's just fucking obnoxious, alright? It's Ralph Fiennes.
It's Welsh, that's why. If you say Ralph Fiennes, you're wrong. His name is Welsh. It's pronounced Rafe Fiennes. Boom.
We're not in Wales. We're not playing by those rules, alright? That's all I have to say on the matter.
That's fair enough. Is it adjourned, Dools? You closing this book?
Yeah, so Schindler's List, and then very quickly with games, just real random, bought it when it was on sale recently. L.A. Noire. Rockstar game. Actually, technically an Aussie-made game. Rockstar published, but made by a team called Team Bondi. This was their first and last game. They dissolved immediately after making this, I think, due to some other shit. But but really well made. Like, because at the time it was like used groundbreaking motion capture tech to capture people's faces, like the actors in the game. So like the player could you're interrogating people. You play a detective, and so you're interrogating people, and it's your job to tell whether they're lying and telling the truth or so forth to crack cases. And yeah, you really got to pay close attention to how they're behaving, like facial quirks and body language, things like that. Really good. I'm hooked. It's so much fun. Yeah, strongly recommend. Have you ever played it?
Yeah, I did when it came out. I really liked it. I thought it was much more. It was like a very cinematic sort of game that you're not like It's not really about running and gunning or going from point A to point B. It's literally what you said.
There's a few there's the occasional car chase and shootout, but it's few and far between. But I like that. Like I think the detective work is by far the best part of the game.
Agreed.
Yeah. So that's me, Haz. How about you?
Dools got 4 points. One, played through The Last of Us. Of course, you did as well, but you'll be able to find our review that was posted last week on that. In anticipation, Dools, because 72 hours time. Whew,
oh my god.
We had dropped into the world of The Last of Us Part 2. I recently just watched the entire trilogy, or a certain trilogy that we're going to be reviewing in the coming weeks. We'll talk about that more next week. I watched Moneyball the other night, Dools, for the first time in a long, long time. Moneyball's such an excellent film. Excellent film.
It's one of those films where I don't think it's perfect or flawless, but at the same time, I can't find any point at which I'd say, oh, this could have been done better. Brad Pitt, Jonah Hill, the rest of the cast, like all great, like really compelling story, like testament to a kind of film like a sports drama or whatever, where you might not be invested in that certain sport. Ford and Ferrari is another example, but like I was just so hooked. I don't give a fuck about baseball. I've never even watched a single second of it, but the film is really good. So yeah. Do
you want to have a guess of what it is on Rotten Tomatoes? What it has on Rotten Tomatoes? Sorry, it was bad. It was a bad grammar.
92.
Oh, Dools, 94.
Whoa! Gotta give it to me. Come on, pretty close.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Remind me, who directed it?
That was what I was looking up. Bennett Miller, Dools. Bennett Miller. He also did Capote. He did Foxcatcher. And The Cruise.
Likes his true stories.
He does indeed. But yeah, no, I loved that film. I thought Brad Pitt was excellent in it, and I'm pretty sure Jonah Hill got nominated for it.
I think he did,
which he deserves. Yeah, it was awesome. Such a great film. But exactly what you're saying, it's such a interesting take on a sport that I don't watch. Like, it's all about the financial view, and I was watching it with my roommate because he's never seen it. And my roommate's in finance, and there's a scene where he's just like, "Oh, I don't go on the road with the players at all," and they're like, "Why?" And me and my roommate were talking about it. It's like, because he can't see them more than a number. Because this whole movie is about like statistics, and the statistic game about you can literally win a game of baseball just off a percentage number. And
there is a great scene where that comes. He's kind of confronted with that when he's bumps into a player, I think, or something in the locker rooms, and he's just like, dude, I'm just doing the math, man. He's like, yeah, well, I've got a fucking family to feed, bro, or something along those lines, where he kind of just, it becomes more real for him, and like he realizes there's a real human element there, and then he goes back to crunching numbers. He doesn't really give a shit. So
yeah, man,
so
it's an excellent
we got games to win, bro. We got.
I believe it's on Netflix, so check it out. And last but not least, season 4 of Call of Duty dropped, Dools, and I've been hammering onto it. It is a bunch of fun. Tell you what, those updates, the size of those updates. Whew,
so did you restart? You think, because apparently there was like a glitch.
Yeah,
it said 80 something gig at first, but it was
restarted it and it said 32.
Also, what I really just don't understand is that apparently, so these updates can be like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 gigabytes at a time, but they only ever add. I mean, if they were adding that much to your hard drive space each time, I mean, it would be filled up after a couple updates. I mean, I'm still just trying to understand how the updates are so big, but the actual data file that they're installing into the game is like a fraction of that size.
It's fascinating.
They're saying the PS5 and just next gen consoles in general are going to be addressing this and fixing this, so I can't wait, because I'm so over that. Aren't you just fucking sick of logging on, just being like, yo, let's go, let's have a game, and then there's a fat update you got to install? I mean, it's actually the worst.
That's going to drop, Dools. That's going to be a thing of the past soon. We're in
Can't
the
wait.
future.
Can't wait.
We're in the
PS5.
future. But Dools, that's it. Let's go into the news of the week. Give me a jingle.
It's the news of the week.
All right, do you want me to start off with something fun? Do you want me to start off with something bad?
I mean, knowing you, that could very well be the same thing. Let's go something bad.
Yep. Oh, Dools. Artemis Fowl has dropped onto Disney Plus. And tell you what, Dools, before we say another word, have a guess at what this Rotten Tomatoes is.
9%. 10%.
Oh, you might... 9%.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm going with the first one, yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to give it to you. Your final answer was 10. And I'm gonna get reducted from your score. Yep. Yeah, it's dropped. Like, how huge is that of a failure? Imagine going to the movies and paying for a ticket for this piece of shit.
So I've seen just a couple headlines, and critics aren't holding back. Like, this just sounds like a fucking dumpster fire of a movie. Are you able to have a quick skim over what the critics are saying? Like, what is it in particular that seems to be so fucking terrible about this thing?
Artemis Fowl is terrible because it doesn't trust audiences to handle the premise of the books. That's the main headline that I'm seeing. It's directed by Kenneth Branagh, Dools.
Oh.
And Dools is...
He's capable, so there's got to have been studio influences and things of that nature.
Guess the budget. $125 million.
Yeah.
That's huge, mate. And it's just
embarrassing,
gone.
dude. That's embarrassing.
They're not making that back. They are not making a cent of that back.
Well, how do you measure that? I mean, what do you measure by increase of subscriber base post launch of the film or that kind of shit? I mean,
it's a tough one because, like, yeah, you'd have to.
I mean, Netflix measure by views, and I guess they kind of go like, oh, okay, well, this amount of people are staying on and signing up to watch this, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you'd have to measure off views, I guess, and like subscriber intake and stuff. But wow, that fascinated me. That 9%, we have to watch it, Dawes. We got to do it.
I mean, I understand that you have little to no respect for your time. I'm a little bit different, so we'll see how I go. But I'd love for you to watch it and report back. I think that could be fun. Same with Cats. I think you're up to the task.
Dools, you have to watch Cats sometime. I know it.
I know that no matter how hard I struggle, it's gonna find me some one way or another.
Yeah, it will. And fun fact: Judi Dench in both of those films, Artemis Fowl and Cats.
Well, that settles it. It's Dame Judi Dench to blame.
It's the Dench
fucking
factor.
Bitch.
Dools. Jeez. Dools. The PlayStation 5 reveal event was last week. We did our little review of it that came out on Friday, and we were both very, very positive about it. We've had a weekend. I just wanted to quickly just graze over, what's your opinion? Has your opinion changed on it? Have you, slept on anything or anything more come out of the event that you didn't first see?
Yeah, so it's really exciting. They showed off a ton of awesome games, 90% of which I'm keen to play and interested me. So I guess to confirm, it's been confirmed now because it was a bit wishy-washy because Sony executives said some contradictory things, but basically the Spider-Man game that was shown off, Spider-Man Miles Morales, which pretty much led the show with the exception of GTA 5, is a standalone game coming to PS5. So a lot of people Sony execs said after the thing, it's an expansion of Spider-Man 1, adds on top of it. It's oh, what? But no, Insomniac themselves have confirmed it is a standalone a la Lost Legacy or First Light. So similar to that. So this is not Spider-Man 2, but it's a pretty substantial single player expansion. So stoked for that. And then Demon's Souls remaster from Bluepoint, huge. Ratchet and Clank, obviously, and Horizon 2, I think, were the real big one. Oh, and Resident Evil 8, of course. I mean, there was just...
Dude, what about Bug Snacks?
So Resident Evil 8 looks... I'm especially a big fan of that franchise. Just, that's peak survival horror. That was a great little reveal. They're so good revealing their game and just keeping you guessing almost all throughout the trailer. Just really good trailers. So yeah, man, I'm stoked. I think the big I think surprise actually at the end was in regards to the hardware. So they announced 2 SKUs, which is I think a first for a launch. And so basically there's one with a disc drive and one without, called the digital edition. So I think it's pretty safe to say we're both going to go for the disc edition, just because you can get physical copies of games here still, vastly cheaper than you can digitally. And unless that changes anytime soon, I just think it's just better to have the option as well, because as far as we know, pretty much every single PS4 game is backwards compatible. So I think, if you ever want to be able to play old PS4 games, you kind of exclude yourself of that possibility if you get the digital edition and you have PS4 discs. So yeah, I can't wait to hear more. Just want that price and pre-order date has. That's what I'm waiting for.
I reckon we're going to get that in around August. That's my guess.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So we'll probably have like another event from between now and then. Basically just like showcasing more specs and stuff, or the UI is how you predicted during the week. But yeah, I agree with everything you said, Dools. I think the event was a vast success. It's come up with major critical acclaim as well. Everyone seems to have loved it. I think just the production of the show was so fucking good. The sound production was so good. Like listening to it back on some surround sound headphones was beautiful. Like literally just listen to the box reveal. Like I want that song, that bite of music of when the box is like getting zoomed out on. I want that like on repeat at all times in my room. It sounds so rad.
I think especially compared to Xbox, which an industry commentator put it perfectly, because they when they had their reveal event, which granted was not their primo event, it was more of like a third party. Here's a look at some games from some of our partners. It's not their first party stuff, but still, a lot of the employees were like using like Microsoft Teams or something and recording via that. And I think Colin Moriarty put it perfectly. Said, well, at least Jim Ryan didn't look like he was being recorded in an Al Qaeda hostage video. So
that's so true. If you look back at it,
the bench was set pretty low, and they rose well above it.
So yeah, it was literally because I was talking to some people on my Slack channels for work, and they're like, "Oh, when's Xbox going to do a reveal event where they show us the box?" I'm like, they did last year, June.
Wow.
But no one remembers it because they handled it so poorly.
Really bizarrely. They first announced it like E3 2019 was like, yep, we are making a next gen console. It's coming fall 2020. And then at the end of 2019, they showed it at the Video Game Awards, but they just showed the box and gave us a name. And I was like, oh, okay. And it was like in the middle of the show, just wedged in between some random trailers and awards. And it was like, oh, wait. And at the time I was watching it, I was like, wait, what? I was like, wait, is this their next gen console? And I had to Google afterwards. Like, their messaging has been really poor. So
it's been terrible.
And then naming conventions are strange, like the Series X. So you imagine that moving forward, it'll be Xbox Series XYZ, fucking Alpha, Beta, Omega, whatever the fuck.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
Whereas like PS4, it's like, whoa, what are they gonna call the PlayStation of the PS4? It's like PS5. Sweet, cool, easy.
It's
done.
Everyone's complaining about the logo, and they're like, "What did you expect? Like, what? It's PS1, 2, 3, 4 so far. Like, what did you expect?
Yeah,
they're destroying the game."
Yeah.
I had one guy that who was arguing me about listener to the show, J-Doc. He was arguing me with Xbox, and he said, "Oh well, Xbox is destroying PlayStation at the moment." And I'm like, "Where are you getting these facts from, Josh?"
Just name and shame, bro, because that's fucking batshit.
It's J-Dog. It's J-Dog. It's the Josh. Yeah.
J-Dog.
Let's be honest. 46 million units Xbox One sold. Over 100 million units PlayStation.
Over 120 now.
Boom. That's insane.
destroying PlayStation. J-Dog, just fucking sit yourself in the corner, mate. That's fucking insane. Sorry.
We got to get him on the podcast, Dawes. We got to get him. Got to get him on. But yeah, I thought it was excellent. I really can't wait. I'm the same with you. I'm gonna buy a disc version mainly because I got 400 DVDs behind me that a discless version won't be.
And it will play 4K Blu-rays, which I imagine I've already got in my mind like a bunch of movies that I can't wait to watch on my 4K TV. Blade Runner, Interstellar, blah blah.
I was gonna say Blade Runner has to be your number one, surely.
Yeah. So yeah, and I would like. There are some movies where I'm just like, I would like to have like a box for that. Yeah. So yeah. Exactly,
Dawes. Let's move on, Dawes. Tenet and Wonder Woman have officially been delayed, Dawes. Tenet has been delayed by 2 weeks to come out at the end of July, and Wonder Woman is now coming out on the 2nd of October.
That's pretty lengthy delay for Wonder Woman. When was that originally meant to come out?
August, so 2 weeks. 2 months, sorry. 2 months.
Oh, yeah, that is pretty... Why so long, then? Only 2 weeks for Tenet.
They just want to ease congestion. Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure they only did 2 weeks for Tenet just to please Nolan. Because Nolan's, like, been really, really, like, stubborn about... In a good way, like, I'm pleased he's stubborn about it. That he does... It's not leaving July. It's coming out July.
But I mean, wouldn't he want as many people as possible to see his movie? I mean, there's still going to be strict social distancing rules set in place. So I mean,
I agree.
I'm not complaining. I am not complaining.
Exactly.
I need to I can't wait to see this movie. I think this will be the first major release that we see as well. Like new major release. I'm not sure when Milan's coming out. I think that might even be delayed again because I've seen that Beijing shut down again over a new wave, and I'm pretty sure Disney were trying to wait for the Chinese market to bounce back, so who knows.
Yeah, you're right, Dawes. You're right. But yeah, it's insane. But Tenet, we're not that far away, dude. We're not that far away. We're a month and a half.
Can't wait, bro. I just can't wait for July 2nd in general. We're gonna marathon some fucking movies.
Oh, it's gonna be disgusting.
Everyone better go support their local cinema. Don't be
That's
bitch.
it. Literally, as soon as they open up, like they'll have measures that'll be safe. Just you need to give these cinemas some money.
The second
I'm not talking about major chains. I'm talking about the local boys. The ones that are opening up, the ones that stuck it out. The
has you got to get us the inside scoop, mate? On the second we know, we can start booking online.
Of course, my friend. Of course. Dools. Ari Aster, director of Hereditary, director of Midsummer. Have you heard his new news?
About
his next film?
No. Oh, I think I heard something, but yeah, go ahead.
His next film is going to be a horror/comedy, and Dools is going to be 4 hours long.
Wow. What do
you reckon about that? Did you see Midsummer?
Did I see Midsummer? I saw it with you.
Wow. Oh yeah, you did, eh? Yeah, I couldn't remember who I saw it with.
Wow.
Are you excited about that? Like, because Midsummer, I feel like we both loved Hereditary, right?
Guess that means I'm shit company. Loved Hereditary. Midsummer, I liked 2/3 of.
Yeah, I thought first 2/3 were excellent, and then it really stumbled.
Pretty good, really good, in fact. And then just kind of fell off. Had a fucking nosedive in that third act, unfortunately.
It didn't.
Just I thought the payoff was going to be bigger. I was like, okay, well, I like the build up. It's a slow burn, but I'm liking the build up, and so but I still think he's a profound like cinematography, performances. I mean, he's obviously a great director. So yeah, keen for whatever he does next. I don't know about a 4-hour long horror film has. Horror film, I think, can kind of get tired fast no matter how good it is. Like, people can only sit anxiously for so long. I'm speaking for myself.
He's describing it as a horror comedy.
So it's just going to be bouncing back and forth between horror and comedy. Like, that just sounds exhausting, man. It's just like, should I be scared? Should I be laughing? I mean, I'm fascinated, to say the least.
It'll be a very beautiful looking film. He knows how to direct a film, like, in terms of aesthetic.
Is there any more info in regards to like premise, what it's going to be about? Or?
No, nothing yet.
So whichever studio he's partnered with, that's just like, fuck it, we'll release a 4-hour movie. I mean, that's going to be the first in a while. I mean, the last one was The Irishman, and that wasn't 4 hours. That was only 3:40.
Yeah,
So,
it's true.
Yeah.
Well, A24, they love taking risks, so why
Yeah,
not? That's the
true.
studio to do it. Dools, Gladiator 2 script is officially being written by Ridley Scott. You excited?
Whoa. From what I understand, the sequel is following. I'm gonna forget his name, but Joaquin Phoenix's character's son.
Oh, not Marcus Aurelius. That's the old guy. Oh,
Yeah.
fuck. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah,
whatever.
continue.
I mean, we all know the character. Something Caesar.
Yeah.
Pretty sure Caesar's in there somewhere because there were just so many Caesars in that time.
Commodus.
Commodus Caesar.
Yep.
Caesar Commodus.
It says Commodus on Google.
Just Commodus. Yeah, so it's following his son. Yeah. I mean,
Commodus Aurelius. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'll wait to pass judgment until we see a bit more, like trailers and things like that. But I mean, we definitely don't need this movie. But at the same time, it's like, well, I don't know. Is he returning 20 years later because, he needs the money, whatever it is? Sorry, not even 20.
I don't
It's
know.
fucking longer. No, wait, when did it come out? 99?
It came out. 2000.
Yeah, it was 99. Oh yeah, so 20 years later. I doubt Ridley Scott is grasping at straws for cash, so to speak. So
I'm
I
just
think
really curious.
I think if he's decided, look, I've got a great idea for a sequel to Gladiator, which I would say is more of a spiritual successor at this point, because I mean it's barely gonna be so loosely associated with Maximus Decimus Meridius that I would just say, well, it's its own film. It just happens to be set in the Gladiator universe.
I'm just really curious. That's why I'm bringing this story out. I saw this story.
No, Ridley Scott is still capable. I'm still keen to see more aliens. I know people didn't love Covenant and Prometheus, but I didn't mind them.
I hated Prometheus. I didn't mind Covenant. I
thought really? I thought it was the other way around. I thought you said you hated
I
Covenant.
couldn't stand Prometheus. Could not stand Prometheus. Covenant, it was fine. Like, it was a 7 out of 10 because they were so stupid. They were so dumb.
Yeah. It was like your typical horror film cast of like, you go this way, let's split up.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit
They
like
were
that.
like, I'll never forget. There was this review I was watching, and I was like, it like opened my eyes after I saw the movie. I was like, holy shit! It was like they're on a like $40 billion mission to go from point A to point B. $40 billion, and they get this one little static radio thing of like they've got no idea what it is. Like, all right, let's redivert the whole thing and go check it out.
Yeah,
like, that's the whole movie. And it's like,
MacGuffin. Here we go.
Yeah. Here we go. But yeah, I didn't like Covenant. Covenant was fine. Like, I thought the action was good. Danny McBride was pretty funny.
The scenes with the alien were like, they ramped up the action pretty quickly, and it was pretty well done. So I mean, I just liked it for that shit. I have no like serious investment in the Alien franchise. Like, I think the first one's by far the best. But like,
Agreed.
Aliens is good, but I mean, I think it's so much better served as a horror film. I think
Agreed.
like if you brought it back to make it like a really claustrophobic horror film again, that shit would be so sick.
It's true. Dools. A new CGI trailer is dropped for a new Star Wars game. Star Wars Squadrons, coming out of EA. Did you watch it?
I did. Looks cool.
What'd you think?
Looks cool.
There's not that much we can go off. We'll get gameplay this Friday with EA Play, their press conference at Summer Gaming. I'm pretty keen to see what they do.
Yeah, same. I think there's actually a few more things with the EA Play. The few rumored things, which I'm very excited to say. It's a certain remaster of a certain big trilogy. Mass Effect.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah. It's a big rumor. Did you play all those games? All the Mass Effects?
I didn't play the third one.
Oh, that's weird. So you played 1 and 2 and decided to just give up.
They never really scratched my itch.
Oh, well, fuck
Takes a
you
while.
Then. What would you know? Star Wars Squadrons. Yeah, so I think the creative director dropped a blog post pretty much like simultaneously with the trailer's debut. So he confirmed a few details. So multiplayer and single player offerings, in both of which you can play as on the side of the Empire and Republic. But I think in the single player, you go back and forth between Empire and Republic missions, which is pretty cool. Or New Republic, I should say, because it's set after Episode 6, which is also, I think, a timeline they're going to explore more. And I'm really curious about the time in between 6 and 7. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, and basically it is purely a dogfighting game, first person as well. So there won't be any ground stuff, and which we don't need. I mean, I think it's weird that Star Wars hasn't gotten just a pure kind of like dogfighting game yet, like Rogue Squadron back in the day. So I think this seems like a spiritual successor to that, and I think it's like a $40 US title as well, so it'll be a little cheaper here. I think possibly digital only. Who knows? So
no microtransactions.
Yep. Always a good sign. I think EA's learning their lesson.
Yes, they are.
I'm keen to see gameplay on Friday for sure.
Yeah, it'll be really keen. Yeah, I echo everything you said.
I mean, you put out a generic, dogfighting game, like aircraft battle game, whatever. I'm not going to give a fuck. You throw some TIE Fighters and X-Wings in there, All right, I'm there.
Yeah, there. You're ringing Dools' bell. You're ringing it. You're ringing it loud and clear. But yeah, no, I agree with you. I reckon that's a interesting time period to do it. It's just after the Battle of Endor. I'm like, ooh, I want to see continuation. See what happened. But yeah, I'm keen. I'm in. Like, I'm already in. CGI trailers are CGI trailers. Like, there's only so much you can get excited off it because you're like, it's literally just a hyper realized film of what is actually should be reality.
Plus,
so,
I really do think we should be beyond pure cutscene CG trailers, because I mean the PS5 event is the perfect example of look how far graphics and gameplay have come, where it's just like it pretty much can be your trailer now. Like Ratchet and Clank was the perfect example of that. You could have fooled me as to thinking I was watching a purely CG trailer. I thought I was watching a fucking Pixar short. So it's like, I think moving forward, like we really got to the game industry's got to.
Well, Last of Us did it perfectly. Their trailers are literally in-game footage. It's sensational. I agree with you, Dools. I agree with you. Last on our list, Dools, Robert Pattinson's Batman may wield a gun. So after reports of the new screenshots or set shots that were revealed from on set, he does in his armor have little pouches that may contain 9mm ammunition.
Oh boy, I really hope this is not what we think it is.
But what if it is? Hypothetical world. It is
It's just not the character. It's not.
He has used a gun in the past in the comics.
This is meant to be a young, up and coming Batman. Maybe more. Okay, well, here's the only way I think this could be done well is if it's a young, naive Batman. It's maybe second, third year of being Batman, and he temporarily decides to start using a gun, and maybe he has an experience or a pretty he does something, and and then you just he kind of it makes him reflect and goes to a really dark place, and then he's like, okay, and then he has that moment. Okay, I swear, this will be my code. I will never ever. So I think that could be a cool thing to do. But I mean, if he's just using a gun straight up, then I'm not in for that at all. I think that's complete. Really goes against who the character is. I mean, I didn't like it in BVS. I wouldn't like it now. I think, but I'll give Matt Reeves the benefit of the doubt. Hopefully, he's got something up his sleeve. I mean, everything else kind of seems to indicate that he knows what he's doing and he gives a shit. So, yeah, I will give him the benefit of the doubt. But I mean, I don't know. What do you think about my idea, or what do you think it could be?
Yeah, you might be right. I'm I'll leave judgment until I see the film to see if it works. Because exactly what you said, we've got no reason to not trust Matt Reeves. He's done some sensational work previously. So it might be a core point to the character, which is slightly changing the character, which if he does it well, he does it well. We want to see new and original takes all the time. But I'm keen to. I'm very, very keen to see this film, but I'm more curious to see this film.
Okay, so can I just quickly read you something? Because I just made that up on the spot, by the way, that idea. Apparently, the storyline in a comic called Batman Year 2, he goes around using the same gun Joe Chill used to kill his parents, and he hunts down this criminal called the Reaper. So it's just like the storyline, and in particular, Bruce breaking his own sacred code didn't go down well with readers, and the angle was soon scrapped, with Batman resolving never to stoop so low again. So that could be like, it could be like the thing, like he goes to a really dark place, and then like maybe the climax of the film is like, okay, I'm never like, this can not be who I am. That kind of thing.
Yeah, could be.
Can I just quick sidebar? I might be a genius.
You might be. Probably not, but you might be. You might be. I'm just looking at the cast of this again, Dools. This is huge. Like, we got Robert Pattinson, of course, as Batman. We got Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman. Paul Dano as the Riddler. We got Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon. We've got Colin Farrell as Penguin. We've got Andy Serkis as Alfred Pennyworth. We've got John Turturro as Carmine Falcone. That's huge, Dools.
That's a really fucking good cast, dude.
It's a really, really good cast. With Matt Reeves directing it, it's mate. It's hard not to be excited for this film, but I'm more curious right now.
It's the only DC film I'm very keen for. I'm cautiously optimistic about Suicide Squad, but I mean, Batman, dude, no matter what, I'm always in. Yeah,
I'm very keen to see the new Wonder Woman. I really like the first one. I'm really keen. And Dools, that's the end of the news. I'm gonna give the old steering wheel over to you.
All right, Haz. So the time has come yet again for Tuesday trivia, but on a Wednesday. Haz, this week's theme is the last-minute frantic Google search trivia. I completely forgot until up to about an hour ago that I had to do it. And
see, I know that you always forget. That's why I'm always just like, hey, so yeah, it's your turn.
Well, I don't always forget. I mean, I forget until you tell me, but I just like, it was a bit more. It was a bit more last minute this time. So what I have for you today is an assortment of random Google search result trivia questions. So which I've kind of reworked to be a bit more fair or more tricky or whatever, but. I think I've got a pretty good list. Like it is all so random and I think interesting. Like I think. So I think,
I'm excited.
Yeah, there's no concrete theme here. We're going to be playing a little fast and loose. All right, Haz, you ready?
Dools, I am.
Question 1: Who played the part of Oren Ishii in Kill Bill Volume 1's 1 and 2? Oren Ishii. Hope I'm saying that right.
Oh, is that yeah.
I think I am.
I want to say Lucy Liu. Liu.
Do you want to look that in? You're locking it in.
Yeah, that'd be the only one that I think it would be.
Lucy Liu is correct.
Nice.
Gotta wonder how you jumped to her so quickly. Racial bias, possibly. Anyway, that's for another day. Has question.
Why do I have to keep editing you, Dools? You're giving me so much to edit.
Quiet, Has. Question 2: What is Jerry Seinfeld's net worth? Now I'm going to give you a 50.
Oh, come on.
Hold on. No. I'm going to be a little fair here. I'm going to give you a 50 million buffer. So if you're 50 million off or above or whatever, I'll still give you the point. So it's now.
All right. Can you tell me if it's over $1 billion?
So it is not over $1 billion.
Okay, thank you.
But it is pretty damn high.
Thank you, Dools. I'm going to go for 50 buffer. 900 million.
Has correct. It's 950. Good job.
Thank you.
See, mate, it's not that bad.
I thought it was over $1 billion. Oh, I must be wrong.
Well, I mean, when I googled it, it was just.
I might be wrong.
Well, when yeah, this was last updated 2020. Yeah, okay, yeah, 950. Has question 3: Eddie Murphy starred alongside blank in Coming to America. So obviously
Jules,
there's a
I've
fair
never
few actors.
I've never
but
seen Coming to America.
You've never seen it, really? We've talked
Never
about
seen
this film
Coming to
before.
America.
Really?
Yeah, no, because we talked about the...
He's basically the second lead, this guy. I mean, he's the...
Sure.
Eddie is the leading black guy. He would be the second leading black dude, pretty much. But I mean, Eddie's obviously the lead.
All right. I don't want to make any racial profiles here.
What? We can't say Eddie Murphy's
So
black?
it's just a second leading black guy.
Well, I'm trying to help you out here. You said you haven't seen the movie, so...
Oh, yeah, I know. But I'm saying, like, Chris Rock?
Is that your final answer?
Probably not, no.
Just gave that away. I could have sworn you said you... I swear I've talked about this movie before.
No, because we were talking about the sequel coming out.
It's
I said
early,
I was
it's late 80s. I think it's 89, this film.
See, I'm thinking Wesley Snipes.
Okay, I'll give you one more go. You're close. Think like... Because he's like in that, like, you know, he's in that, like, generation. I think they've all done a couple of movies together at one time or another, I believe.
Shit, man.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's not Chris Tucker. He's more naughties.
All right. Sorry, time's up, mate. Apologies. It is Arsenio Hall.
I'm going to go Arsenio Hall is what I'd pick.
Has question 4.
No, I would not have got that. Go ahead.
Who hasn't starred... So this is an unorthodox question. I'll explain it in a second. Who hasn't starred in The Expendables, but definitely should? So I have 3 names here.
You broke up a bit. Say it again, sorry.
Okay, so who hasn't starred in The Expendables, but definitely should?
Okay.
So I have 3 names here, and you get 3 guesses. All you need, I think, to get the point... Look, you just need 1. You just need to get 1 out of 3 here. So I'm basically saying, out of everyone who's been in The Expendables, who do you think hasn't been in it, but I mean is like the obvious choice to at least appear in one of them?
All right, so it's very
a
very,
hypothetical,
like,
but I mean this is like a deep cut because we've had these conversations in the past about the movies. It's like, oh my god, well, so and so would be the obvious choice to be in Expendables 4, etc. and so on. So I've got 3 names, and I'm giving you 3 guesses. As long as you get 1, you get the point.
I'm gonna put up. I like this question because it's very subjective. Dools, I'd pick Jackie Chan.
You've already got it, mate.
Nice.
Let's see if you can go. Let's see if you can go 3 for 3, mate.
Oh, see, I'm thinking of like old school retirees, sort of. Kurt Russell, definitely from the Escape series
close.
And The Thing.
Yep, that's a good pick. That was close. It's not one of the names.
Okay. Nicolas Cage would be pretty good.
Just remember, you get 3 guesses. So I mean, think.
Well, I've already got the point, so I'm just shooting.
Well, may as well just go for 2 out of 3 at least. Think long and hard about this last one.
Okay. Can you give me like a movie that he's been in?
Oh, I would give it away.
Okay. I don't know, man. This is literally just like who
Think
am
about
I thinking of right
aging
now?
action stars who would fit the bill perfectly in this kind of movie.
Fuck, man. I don't know. There's so many.
Is there?
Yeah.
I feel like one really sticks out.
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna have to just take my point and give up.
No worries. Fair enough. Has the other 2 names I had, which of course, had you guessed either one, would have still earned you the point, was Liam Neeson, which I think is obvious if you think about it.
Yeah, that's a good put.
And Steven Seagal. So
I thought Steven Seagal was already in it.
Don't think so. In fact, when I googled him, there's an article where he explicitly says he never wants anything to do with it. So there you have it. But a man can dream has. Right?
A man can dream.
Has shut your fucking mouth. Question 5. A linguist is tasked with deciphering the language of an extraterrestrial species that has just landed on Earth. What film am I talking about?
I thought this was not going to be a film. I thought you'd be like, what's a linguist? Arrival.
Correct.
Good movie, Dools, that.
Correct.
Real good movie.
1 second.
Next
Just
up.
updating the old scorecard here. All right, question 6.
Straight up, Jackie Chan would be so good in Expendables 4.
Yeah, and because I think what's his name?
Sly?
Completely forgot where I was going with that. Question 6. The Academy
right.
Awards opted not to have a host for the first time in which year?
Okay, good idea. Oh, is this a trick question that it's like... Is this like the last couple of years, or like in the last 5 years, was that the first time?
So it's got to be the first time that they didn't have a host.
But is this a trick question? Like, was it in the last, 5 to 10 years?
Is it in the last 5 to 10 years? Yes.
Cool. So this was the second year. So 2019's Oscars.
Correct.
Yeah. I thought that I must have missed it. That they'll do it. They did it ages ago, where they didn't do a host or something.
Question 7. Which film is the following quote from? Every man dies. Not every man really lives.
Every man dies. Not every man really lives.
If you need a
Fuck.
little hint, just say so.
Yeah, give me a hint, Dolls. Drawing a blank.
Every man dies. Not every man really lives.
Wow.
So it's
okay.
not my best accent, to be honest, but
Yeah, that was pretty terrible.
think period piece, pretty old. As in the setting.
That's what a period piece is.
As in the setting. Well, not necessarily. Period piece could be, early 1900s, so forth. Give it a crack, Az.
Not
5.
every man really lives.
4.
Period piece.
3. 2. 1. Stab
Bridge
in the
over
dark.
the River Kwai. Bridge over the River Kwai. I don't know.
Braveheart.
Okay. Damn.
Come on, mate. Come on. I think you're.
Who is the accent there, Dolls?
It was meant to be Mel Gibson doing his
That
Scottish
was
accent.
no. Oh my God.
I can do this.
I was thinking of really old guys and stuff with it. No, everyone dies.
Has question 8.
Give it to me.
Which former Miss Israel appears in the Fast and Furious franchise?
Oh, fucking hell. Oh, Gal Gadot?
Correct.
Oh, nice. Big fan of Miss
Right.
Israel, Dolls?
Very good. Very good. Dude, pub trivia is just so easy, I reckon. Have these been especially easy? I mean, with the exception of the quote one.
The
They're
one is
they're
literally... You had one of... Who... What actors am I thinking of? Like literally. It was a very dual-centric question. I appreciated it.
But I feel like on some level has. We understand
Yeah, that's
each
why I got
other
right.
in certain verticals. All
I
right.
ain't complaining about it, Dolls. I thought it was fun.
Shut the fuck up. Question 9. Which British actor plays J.R.R. Tolkien in the biographical film about the Lord of the Rings author's life?
Nicholas
Now-
Hoult.
Wow, good, correct. I actually had multiple choice ready for you, but very good.
No, don't need it, Dolls. Next question.
Final question.
Have you seen that movie, by the way? Tolkien?
No, apparently it's trash.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Who directed
Ooh.
the 2016 film Snowden, starring Gordon Joseph Levitt as the titular figure?
Gordon Joseph Levitt.
Is that what I said? Sorry, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Fuck, I've got no idea.
Famous director.
Yeah. Oh, can I have a guess, and if it's wrong, can I have another guess?
You
No, it won't
can.
It won't be
Yeah,
him.
no, you can't. No, not for the
That's
last
right.
question.
I was
mate.
thinking of Peter Berg, but it's not Peter Berg. Unless it is Peter Berg. No, I don't think it's Peter Berg. Because fucking Mark Wahlberg wasn't Snowden. Steven Soderbergh?
That is
It's incorrect, I know.
incorrect. It's Oliver Stone.
Oh, of course. It is, yeah. Oh, sorry.
All right, let's see. You got 1, 2, 3. 7 out of 10. Pretty good, Haz. Not bad. Not bad.
Appreciate it.
70%. That's a somewhat high credit, I guess.
Thanks, Dawes. That's the end.
Yeah, that's it. Sign us off, Haz Dog.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the More Cops on Duty podcast. You'll be able to find us on all your favourite streaming services. We publish twice a week, Wednesday for your Prime show, Friday for your more discussion review show. This week, Dawes, what are we reviewing?
Haz, we're going to review the new Spike Lee joint, just released on Netflix, The Five Bloods.
I'm very keen. It's getting great reviews, so check back in on Friday. Go watch it and come back and join the old discussion. But until next time, I'm Harry, Dools is Dools, you are you, we're the More Cops on Duty, and we're out.